The Thoughts Can Change Your Life with me, Reverend Lee Wallach. Every day we come together to explore, to expand. Today I want to ask you a question. Do you know the source of all depression? Do you really have an idea? The simplest answer that I've come up with is that depression and anxiety are the result of unrealistic expectations that we've bought into that have either been set by ourselves or by others, consciously or unconsciously. Now, I want you to really think about that. So if you find that you're depressed, what is it that you're judging your current condition against that's causing that response? That's really what it is. Depression is a response to something going on within you. And if you trace it back, you're going to find, well, you feel let down. Well, where did that let down come to? Well, it had to come through what? An expectation. So the question we ask ourselves is, what are my expectations for the day? And realize many times the expectations we've set are not for ourselves. I set an expectation for myself of moving up the corporate ladder. And I did that. And I wasn't happy because that expectation wasn't mine. It was society's around me that said that's what I needed to do. When I set an expectation that I'm a teacher of practical spiritual practices, practical ways of living, practical ways of beginning to self-love, oh my God, there's no depression in me. Why? Because I'm living up to my own expectations. I know when I first became a minister, I had this idea that I had to have this physical building and have hundreds upon hundreds of people in it. Well, that wasn't my expectation. That was society's, and I bought into it. I let go of that. In fact, I'm grateful I let go of that because that's not working today. You can find whatever you want to find on the internet. Now, I will tell you, in-person connection, nothing's like it. But I'm tapping you right now. You're into talking to me right now because we're on the internet. And we can experience each other. I know right now on this format, you're just simply watching. But if you came to one of my agape gatherings or one of my classes or one of my workshops, guess what? We're interacting. We're connecting with each other. Now, we can't give ourselves a physical hug, but we are interacting and we can form a relationship that is meaningful, that is taking us deeper and deeper and deeper. So I'm asking you this question right now. What is it in your life that you're not feeling good about, that you're depressed about? And then go within and ask the question, what expectation do I have? You see, one of the things that I really have come to understand is you and I are not statistics unless we choose ourselves to be. And what does that mean? Let's say you go to the doctor, and the doctor says you have blah, 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 blah. And the prognosis is it's going to be 6 to 8 weeks. That 6 to 8 week prognosis is what? It's an average statistic of a large group of people. And there are people that are on the high end and people on the low end. You get to choose. Here's what I know is I've had surgeries and I've responded much faster than the doctors said I would because I have an expectation to. I set a different expectation. Now, I didn't just blindly set that expectation. I built a belief in that expectation. That's really a key thing. When you set an expectation for yourself, is it something you can believe? Now, I can't believe that I can have a surgery and heal in 1 week. Well, depending on the surgery. But when you have a hip replacement, I couldn't do that. But I could set an expectation on the very low end and believe it. And that was my experience. The question is, where are your expectations on things in your life? Do you have an expectation on what a relationship should be? How many of you out there believe relationships are hard? I see everyone's hand going up. What do you mean you say, Lee, I didn't raise my hand? Well, I saw it. I saw that glow thing. Yeah, they are difficult. They're not. I believe relationships are easy. I teach that in my relationship workshop. I teach it in an all-day couples retreat where couples can come together and find out what it really means to be in a relationship, because we really don't have a clue. We bought into society's expectations. Do you get that? How many society's expectations have you bought into blindly? Because they keep repeating it over and over again. And just because someone on the television repeats something over and over again, or on social media repeats something over and over again, doesn't make it true for you. You know, what I love in the book, The Fifth Agreement by Don Miguel Ruiz, that agreement is about one thing. And that one thing is to question everything. I tell people, don't believe a word I say. Test it. Prove it for yourself. See if it works for you. I see McBride's out there, Jean's out there, Johanna's out there, Zoe's out there, Valerie. I haven't seen you check in before. Glad you're here. Heidi's out there. Hey, if you're out there, check in. Let me know you're out there. I love seeing your names. If you've got questions or comments, write them down. I love to chat about whatever might be coming up in your mind right now. Gives me more to talk about. I love sharing my ideas. That's all I'm doing. I'm not going to tell you what to do because I don't know what's good for you to do. I'm still figuring out what's good for me to do because I'm an ever-evolving being. I'm never going to reach the end because I'm not a stagnant being. I'm forever and ever evolving in my level of awareness, which is infinite, as is yours. That's the beauty. When you understand that you have infinite do-overs, isn't that empowering? Because you realize you can never fail. You're just finding a way that didn't work, and now you get to look and find another way. Heidi says, I author my life. Yes, you do. You are the director, the producer, the writer, the actor, the camera person. You're everything in your life. But do you realize it? One of the things that Nikki, I'm so grateful to hear you say that. If you're not watching and you're not seeing that, Nikki said, to lower my expectations of how much I can accomplish in one day, prioritize my list. And don't get upset when things are undone. When I was in the corporate world for 32 years, I had a huge to-do list and I'd want to get it all done in one day. I've been out of the corporate world. You know what? None of that list mattered. Boy, I set an unrealistic expectation for myself. How do we know we're making the right decisions each time if we're still learning every day? Well, Johanna, here's an idea. If you know your top values, are you making your decisions that are aligned with your top values? If you are, then at that moment, it's the right decision. The key thing is, for those of you that don't know, I'm a facilitator of the Dr. John Demartini values determination process. And almost nobody out there, unless they've done the process, really understands what is the hierarchy of their values, their top values, their top 3 to 5 values, the things that are most important to them. To give you an idea, my top 3 values are: number 1, to become more aware; number 2, to teach human behavior and practical spirituality; and my number 3 is interpersonal connection. My 4, 5, and 6 are personal health and well-being, being financially free to do what I want, when I want, how I want, and number 6 is to travel and experience other cultures in spirituality and human behavior. I love it. So all my decisions are based on that. So if I'm looking at my life and I'm making decisions on what I'm going to do, I ask, do they align with any of my top values? If they don't align, I find a way not to do it or to delegate it. And then I realize I have a limited amount of time in my day. And so I use my day to the best of my ability. Having just done Dr. Joe Dispenza's 7-day advanced workshop, we were meditating 6 hours a day. And I realized after the experience that my hour to an hour and a half was not as good as I would have liked. So now I'm up to actually between 3 and 3.5 hours of meditation a day. So how are you doing that, Lee? I went through my day and I said, what is really in alignment with my values and where am I wasting time? And let me tell you, folks, if you start really evaluating your day, if I sat with you 24 hours, we would find time. Because I'd have your values sitting right next to me and everything you do. I said, does that fit your values? Does that fit your values? Does that fit your values? And if the answer is no, why are you doing it? What could you do that fits your highest values? Great question. And for me, becoming more aware, my number one, and teaching, number two, interpersonal relations, I do everything better when I meditate more. Here's a great thing. I meditate with my wife every day. What does that do? I become more aware and my relationship with her improves, because when you're meditating together, you're syncing your energetic vibration. When you sync your energetic vibration, it's much easier to communicate. But if you're of a different vibration, it doesn't work. That's a whole other talk. Maybe I'll make that note of that. Sync vibration. I'll talk about that maybe tomorrow. I just got that idea. I love that. See how things come to you when is it in alignment with my value? Yes, it is. So if you're feeling down today, ask yourself, the disappointment you feel has to be against some idea that you said you're going to achieve or that you believe is right for you. Ask yourself the question, is it my idea or is it someone else's? And then ask the question, is it even real or is it unrealistic? You start doing that, you'll take back control of your life, how you respond, how you feel. And any type of long-term depression will become a thing of the past. It will disappear. It's all about rewiring your brain. With that, my friends, I say to you, make this a great day. And making it a great day means being you. You can't be anyone else. So you might as well accept who you are and move forward with that grand creation of life that you are. Much love to you, all of you. Make it a great one, because only you can.